Hello, epic viewers! From around the multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today, another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What item is obscured by this envelope? Let's find out. What item is engulfed in bubble wrap? Let's find out. What item is encompassed inside this bag? Let's find out. This is arduous. I'm dainty. I'm feeble. I lack physical prowess. I'm meek. I'm striving to gingerly remove him from the bubble wrap without damaging him. I don't want him to become ravaged. I don't want him to succumb to any scuffs, nor dings, nor dents, nor scratches. So I have to proceed with caution. I have to be meticulous. I have to be diligent. If I make a blunder, then he may succumb to a scratch. Prior to the advent of recording this video, I clipped my fingernails in order to optimize my chances to avert a calamity. A calamity would transpire if he succumbed to one scratch. That took ample time. That took billions of picoseconds. So, off the get-go, we have the one and only illustrious, revered, renowned Mongul. He stands roughly 7 inches tall. He scales eminently well with a 6-inch Marvel Legends action figure collection. Is he prodigious? Is he epic? Is he stupendous? Well, in my humble, objective opinion, I would say that this figurine is epitome of resounding perfection. He has a diaphragm joint, as you can unequivocally see. His knees are not double jointed, nor are his elbows. They're only single jointed. He lacks a modicum of finger joint articulation. This figurine is devoid of any finger joint articulation, which is unfortunate, but fortunately he has fisted hands, which are the best types of hands you can have if you lack finger joint articulation. At least that's my opinion. Yours may be disparate from mine. He lacks a decent ankle pivot. His ankle pivot is practically non-existent. Is so minute, is practically negligible. He can swivel at the waist at your own discretion. He could ascend and descend his arms. His arms can be moved outwards and inwards. He's part of the DC Universe Classics action figure line. His legs can also move inwards and outwards, and they can be ascended and descended. He cannot rotate his thighs, nor his shins. He can rotate his biceps and his forearms. They rotate simultaneously with one another. And his head can also be articulated. So Of course, you see his details when you view him, so there's more to him than just articulation per se. I love his muscle tones. They truly accentuate his physical prowess. I love his details, I love his shadings, I love his hues, I love his textures, I love his aesthetics, I love his deco. It truly emulates his appearance in the comic books. He looks menacing, he looks intimidating, he looks powerful, he looks cunning and conniving, he looks sinister and sadistic. So they truly captured the essence of this character. He truly embodies Mongul, and he also comes with a utility belt. He has a truly exquisite divine uniform. I love his wardrobe. I can't pinpoint any salient scuffs, nor dings, nor scratches, nor dents. He's practically in pristine condition. He's practically unscathed. He has actually, he lacks any peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet. That's surprising, but he's definitely a stupendous action figure. I just would have preferred if his elbows were double jointed. I would have preferred if his knees were double jointed. I would have preferred if his head was relegated to a disjoint to allow more articulation. And I would have preferred if he had finger joint articulation. I would have preferred if he could perform an ankle pivot or an ankle rocker. I would have preferred if he was slightly taller. So he coincides eminently well with the prodigious DC Universe Classic action figure collection and with the Marvel Legends action figure collection. He towers over other figurines by an inch. He dwarfs most Marvel Legends and most DC Universe Classics action figures. He's not an abysmal figurine by any means. So after assessing his merits, I would rate him to be a 9 out of 10 for the price I paid. I procured him for $15 via eBay. However, I would have preferred if he had more points of articulation, and I would have preferred if he was more burly. I would have preferred if he was a bit heftier. I would have preferred if he was a bit taller, but he's not bad by any means. So, 9 out of 10. Mainly because he was priced at $15. And also because his articulation is finite. But, his paint applications, his sculpt, his aesthetics, his deco, his features are just incredible. So perhaps I have a proclivity to assign a higher rating to him. Perhaps I'm leaning more towards rating him a 9.5 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10. Primarily because he has articulation and all the necessary points. He has fisted hands, which compensates for lack in finger joint articulation. He's taller than the average DC Universe Classics action figure, and it's unrealistic for me to expect to buy a stupendous, high-quality novel figurine for $8 like I could have in the past when the Marvel Legends were launched into retail stores before the advent of Toy Biz becoming defunct. So $15 today for this figurine is not an abysmal price, even though it's not the quintessential price either. But it's unrealistic for me to expect to get a figurine of this caliber for around $8. I mean, he warrants a $15 price tag, especially if you're an avid devout DC fan. So I love the DC universe. I have a proclivity to buy DC merchandise. I love action figures. I'll add him to my prodigious action figure collection, and I'll relish taking a gander at him every single day. And hopefully he will not depreciate over the course of time. So here's Mongul once again. He's quite an extraordinary, stellar, remarkable, stupendous, phenomenal figurine. I love him in every facet. His joints are relatively sturdy and tight, so the integrity of his joints has yet to be compromised, which is always a good sign. But I'm going to desist from tampering and fiddling and meddling with his joints. I don't want them to loosen over time, so he'll remain in this static pose. Now, since he has so many points of articulation, he can be posed into nearly any dynamic pose you can conceive, so it's quite beneficial that he possesses articulation in all the major areas, so I can't complain. I'm going to desist from further making gripes about this figure because they're unwarranted. So that's my candor. I love this figurine. He's quite marvelous. Here he is once again. I'm flaunting him in front of the camera one final time. So I hope that you deemed this video to be insightful and enthralling. And if you want to buy your own DC Universe Classics Mongul, then go to eBay and see if he's still in stock. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.